address you today regarding the joint compliance inspections and enforcement initiatives currently underway nationwide across our beloved country. This undertaking is a testament to our commitment as the seventh administration to foster a fair, just and thriving South Africa for all. As we navigate the path toward economic recovery and sustainable growth, it is essential that we establish a solid foundation rooted in fair and equitable labor practices. Compliance with our nation's labor laws is not merely a statutory obligation. It is a critical component of creating a stable environment that attracts investment, encourages entrepreneurship, and promotes competitiveness in the global market. Since assuming office in July 2024, the Department of Employment and Labor has intensified efforts to ensure adherence to employment laws across all 9 provinces through high-impact blitz inspections in partnership with the Department of Home Affairs, the Bargaining Council of the Hospitality Sector, and law enforcement agencies, including the South African Police Services and the Hawks. The scale and scope of these inspections demonstrate our commitment to upholding labor standards nationwide. The Western Cape led with the highest number of inspections, totaling to 809. Gauteng followed with 764 inspections, and KwaZulu-Natal with 535 inspections. And inspections were also carried out in the Northwest, 217 of them, Eastern Cape 82, Free State 69, and Mpumalanga 59. These joint inspections targeted key sectors and regions with significant activity in the Western Cape, Gauteng, and KwaZulu-Natal. Our dedicated teams have been meticulously verifying compliance with Basic Conditions of Employment Act, National Minimum Wage Act, Occupational Health and Safety Act, Compensation of Occupational Injuries and Diseases Act, Unemployment Insurance Act, Employment Services Act, which also addresses the employment of foreigners in the labor market, promoting fairness and protecting workers. Our inspections have revealed instances of non-compliance, including underpayment of salaries, unlawful deductions, and inadequate health and safety measures. To date, we have enforced monetary corrections totaling over 10 million rand, compelling employers to rectify these violations and honor their obligations to their employees. We approach enforcement with a balance of firmness and fairness. Employers found in violation are issued compliance orders with clear deadlines for corrective actions. In situations where immediate risks to health and safety are identified, prohibition notices are issued to halt hazardous activities until compliance is achieved. We remain deeply concerned about the high unemployment rate of 33.5% among South Africans, particularly affecting our youth. Concurrently, the employment of undocumented foreigners in various sectors raises serious concerns about exploitation and the undermining of our legal frameworks. Our administration is committed to addressing these challenges comprehensively and humanely. We are collaborating closely with the Department of Home Affairs to ensure that employment practices comply with immigration laws and that all workers, regardless of their origin, are treated with dignity and fairness. Compliance is a collective responsibility that benefits us all. Extend an open invitation to all employers, especially those who may be uncertain about their compliance status, to proactively engage with the Department of Employment and Labor. Our inspection and enforcement services offer support through advocacy, providing information and resources to understand legal obligations, inspection, assessing compliance levels and offering guidance on necessary improvements, enforcement, taking appropriate action to rectify non-compliance when necessary. The choice to collaborate means that employers can avoid the repercussions of enforcement actions and contribute positively to a fair labor market. We offer a range of services aimed at supporting businesses, fostering resilience, and ensuring harmonious labor relations. These include temporary employer-employee relief schemes. TERS is designed to provide financial assistance to businesses in distress by helping them meet their wage obligations during times of economic hardship. This initiative ensures that employees can continue receiving income while businesses maintain operations during difficult times. Productivity South Africa services. Through Productivity South Africa, we offer employers turnaround strategies aimed at enhancing their operational efficiency and sustainability. These services are provided at no cost to the employer and are designed to assist businesses in improving productivity, optimizing resources, and preventing business closures. Commission for Conciliation, Mediation, and Arbitration. Through the CCMA, we facilitate mediation and arbitration services between employers and employees, helping to resolve disputes and promote workplace harmony. This process ensures that conflicts are managed effectively, fostering a stable and cooperative working environment. We've got an operation we call Operation Yazini, which is an initiative aimed at raising public awareness about the functions and services provided by the Department of Employment and Labor. The program focuses on delivering services directly to the communities, ensuring that citizens have easy access to department's offerings through targeted advocacy and outreach. Operation Yazini seeks to inform the public and our stakeholders about the wide range of support available, including labor rights, employment services, and compliance assistance. This initiative will be launched as part of the Minister's first 100 Days in Office program, reflecting the department's commitment to engaging with the public and the stakeholders, in particular employers and employees, and our partners, and will be promoting awareness of our services as well. Expansion of inspectorate capacity is on the cards. Over the medium-term expenditure framework period, we plan to significantly expand our inspectorate, increasing the number of inspectors from 2,000 to 20,000. This expansion will enhance our ability to conduct thorough audits and inspections across the country. To maximize the effectiveness of our inspections, we will implement a risk profiling system. This approach will allow us to prioritize audits and inspections based on the identified risks, thereby improving our capacity to address high-priority non-compliance areas more efficiently. We will introduce specialized segment-focused compliance framework. Our enforcement strategy will be integrated and risk-based, enabling us to address all compliance issues at the workplace in a holistic and comprehensive manner, ensuring that all regulatory requirements are met. In advancing social justice and economic prosperity, our commitment extends beyond enforcement. It is about fostering social justice and ensuring that every worker's rights are protected. Fair labor practices lead to increased morale, productivity, and ultimately a more robust economy. Together, we can build a society where economic prosperity and social equity reinforce each other. Moving forward together, I urge all stakeholders, businesses, labor unions, civil society organizations, and fellow citizens to join us in this vital endeavor. Let us work collaboratively to create a labor market characterized by fairness, safety, and mutual respect. We'll continue to keep the nation informed of our progress and remain steadfast in our dedication to transparency and accountability. Together, we can forge a brighter future for all who call South Africa home. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Minister. We will now open for questions. Please introduce yourself and also the organization that you represent. Can we take some questions? Okay. Nobile? Okay. Do we have another question? All right, we'll take that one for now.
Only one question.
One question for now, ma'am.
Fortunately, I'm going. Thank you for that question, Nobile.
Oh,
I'm going.
sorry, ma'am.
For the
Will
mics,
you-
they need it.
For the mics, yes, please, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I'm used to sitting down. I was saying, fortunately, I'm with the Inspector General. I hope you heard when she was introduced. She will help us with the detail in terms of saying, then arrests, how many, and what happens after those arrests. So I will invite Ms. Moyolo to come and help us with that detail.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, the Acting DG, fellow colleagues, members of the media, and the country at large. Through the raids that we conducted from the 17th to the 20th, 81 non-documented workers were arrested. Normally what would happen is that after getting arrested, the Department of Home Affairs will then start their processes. And this will include, amongst other things, making sure that it is not only the workers that get arrested, but also the employers, because literally they'll be the ones that are breaking the law. So there's a fine that is attached to that of 2,500 rand per arrested person. And thereafter the processes, which include deportation, will then follow. Thank you.
Thank you, IG. Do we have any more questions? Yes, ma'am, you can proceed.
All truck drivers forum, which has protested often violently with the banning of trucks against the employment of foreign truck drivers, said they were giving the department the names of companies who employ foreign drivers illegally. The question said, did the department receive their list, and if so, have these companies been inspected for compliance? And the second question states, how many companies have been inspected? And the last one says, how many were non-compliant and what actions were taken against them?
Thank you, Ms. Mashaba. Let me just check before we close if we do have any other questions from the floor, or those would be the last questions. All right. Thank you so much.
IG will help us, then I'll come last.
In terms of the road, freight and logistics sector, we've really had a long history and a journey with them. Formal, should I say, consultations began in and around 2018 and throughout. And just in terms of answering the question, yes, we did receive the list. Remember, in this sector, and like most sectors that feature as either problematic or they've got high incidences. So we normally approach it in a coordinated way. So we had several government departments taking part in that project, including the Department of Transport, which was a convener of the RFL sector in terms of tackling the issues that were raised by the All Truck Drivers Association. And we also had a bargaining council that is responsible for RFL. Home Affairs naturally will be part of the stakeholders that you'll be working with. And the lead department in terms of inspections, it will then be ourselves. And the inspections that took place in the RFL would feature in different ways. Like where the Department of Employment and Labour will be leading, will literally go to the workplaces that employ drivers. And where the Department of Transport will be leading, will normally go to the roads where we'll do some road blockages so that we check documentation, amongst other things, and the compliance thereof. So the list that we got from the ATDF included over 1,000. I don't know the exact details, but it was over 1,000 employers that were given. The department started a concerted effort, and actually it was the beginning of this year when we did that, and we inspected in total just under 800. And in terms of compliance levels, most of the reports that we have show that a very strong feature in terms of non-compliance will be occupational health and safety, followed by the Compensation of Occupational Injuries and Diseases Act. And we pick up things such as you wouldn't find even a risk assessment in most of these workplaces that we'll go to. And just housekeeping issues, and also just maintaining and making sure that when it comes to people knowing what it is that we drive in terms of health and safety, you find that it is not there. And the law, the Occupational Health and Safety, states that for any workplace that employs a minimum of 20 people or more, there must be an Occupational Health and Safety Committee in place. And we found that in those workplaces, you actually do not find that. There's not even a proper PPE and all of that. When it comes to the space of COID, you find that people are not registered. There is no keeping of a register of incidents. That's what the law requires. You must keep a register of incidents and near incidents. So that is not done. The submission of the return of earnings on an annual basis is also not done. And when it comes to the issue of unemployment insurance, you find that the companies that are found to be non-compliant do not register with the fund. They do not contribute towards the fund, and also they do not declare. The law requires that on a monthly basis there must be declaration, because people come and go. So you need to declare as a company that the number of employees that you initially registered is the correct one. So you find, in some instances, you find that either there is under declaration or there is no declaration at all. And when it comes to issues of underpayment, I mean, when the minister was talking, she indicated that the amount of monies that were enforced, the majority of whom will find in the area of underpayments. You know that where there's a hospitality sector, normally their minimum wage will be slightly above the national minimum wage. So you find that there's just a disregard and flouting thereof. And clearly also the appointment of foreign nationals that do not have documents. So we find that in that instance, in the RFL, those are the findings as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Program Director, and thank you to the person who asked the question. Another thing that I wanted to add on top of what I just said is the importance of collaborations and cooperations, working with, in particular, other sister departments. Because remember, also, we are dealing with many sectors. So we have realized that it's another area that we need to focus on, the issue of freight and logistics. And as such, we shall be continuing massively to ensure inspection and enforcement. But I'm also wanting to share with everyone that I'm very excited after having visited one of the agricultural sector's establishment, a farm that appoints 250 to 300 people. When the owner himself said, we used to be non-compliant, we used to focus in the Eastern Cape, we used to focus on employing foreign nationals. But because of the blitz inspections, enforcement and empowerment education that we received from the Department of Employment and Labour, we can be proud now to tell the Minister that we are more than 99% in terms of focusing on the locals, South Africans, but also foreign nationals that are documented. It was only few of them, I think about six if I'm not mistaken. So it shows that this work that we are doing is not just punitive, it is also empowering both the business and the communities themselves so that they understand. Another area that I'm also wanting to share is the fact that the money that we receive doesn't come to the department, doesn't go to the national fiscus. If then employees were underpaid, those monies go to the employees. So it's what I wanted to just add on top of what the IG said, but we shall be focusing, working the Department of Transport on the issues of the truck drivers, issues that they are raising, and also just the road freight and logistics as a sector. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Minister. Members of the media, I don't know if there's anyone who'd like to have a last bite, a follow-up question, or we may close. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.